worse than a terrorist act. Thus I define the collapse of the Morandi Bridge. In a terrorist act there is usually a claim and behind a group of ideological mads, religious fanatics, devious services, criminal organizations. Like a terrorist act, the collapse of the bridge has filled our minds, our hearts with dismay, and precisely because it has no claim, it has done it in the most subtle and cowardly way. Nobody expressed a declaration of responsibility. With that collapse, together with the broken lives, the family tragedy of the dead and the wounded, there are more than 300 families who no longer have a home. A tragedy that cannot even be imagined. The organized terrorist act warns us that we are defenseless, that our lives depend on them. It strikes us, but it not destroy us. On the contrary, it exalts our will to resist and not to make us intimidated. The terror act of the Morandi Bridge not only determines the perverse condition of the organized one, but adds to our fear, the distrust, the suspicious, the alarm to be surrounded by a world of corrupt, rotten, irresponsible people, or in the best hypotheses, incompetent, superficial, unscrupulous. The journalist Maurizio Molinari, the day after the state funeral, wrote, "The collapse of the Morandi Bridge highlights the lack of protection of the citizens in our country." That's true. There is a growing awareness that our political institutional system is not foreign to degradation or, secondly, is not able to cope with it. We feel ourselves alone, and with this feeling, we fear that our country collapses and crumbles, as happened to the bridge. A glimmer of hope remained to us, observing women and men striving to alleviate the sufferings of the victims, in trying to restore the conditions for the resumption of a normal life. However, these laudable behaviors no longer have to heal wounds only. We must require that they become the behavior of all and always, especially those who are responsible for carrying out activities that impact the community. We must require not to be hurt anymore, to be no more devastated in body and spirit. In a world where appearance takes on more weight than the substance, here is that the imbalance determines the failures. We cannot feign to do. We have to do, and do well. The substance must be the common good. The good of all, which as such, is also the good of each of us. Let us hope that those who have not yet understood it, understand it quickly, before it's too late.